Our third degree of movement, torsional movement. Okay. Now, the thing with torsional movement is it's actually not designed to be weight bearing. Okay. The whole reason we have torsional movement is to align our strong
muscles behind
muscles. You know? Think about it with the leg. Okay, we've got this sort of movement, but we actually use that alignment to align with where we need to move to. Okay, the big one is the spine. Okay, the whole reason is we actually have this sort of freedom here at the sternum, so the hips and shoulders can move in isolation to each other. So see how we're getting this twist through the spine? This is what it's all for. Okay, so it's designed for aligning of our big, strong power muscles. Okay, that's the only reason we have torsional movement in the body. Okay. The problem with torsional movement is like a goodie. How many people here do longsword? A couple. Just enough. Okay. Here's a simple question. What's the first rule of movement in longsword? Yeah.
Feet and hands move together.
Correct. Okay. Because the feet and hand move together, what actually happens on our torsional system is what we actually have is we have separated degrees of freedom between the shoulder and the hips, right? So they can actually move independently. We don't notice this in single sword because we're still moving independent of each other. As soon as you actually bring hands together, I have now locked my shoulders and wrist together, or more to the point, I've actually locked up the degree of movement I have in torsion. The worst thing I can do is to
leave.
Okay. Try and move my shoulder this way while moving my.
Oh.
That's self-broken back.
Finally!
Okay.
That's why I don't bend over anymore.
Okay. What you're actually doing is you're getting that wringing of the spine.
Yeah.
It really hurts. I can vouch for this.
No, yours was slightly differently, but
Okay. So this is something to think about. As soon as we get this is bad. Okay. So what this actually tells you is you must be passing this way. Okay. So notice how all of a sudden I've gone from counter-rotating hips and shoulders to having the hips and shoulders now pointing in the same direction. This is what actually should be happening with your longsword work. Anytime the two hands get locked into something, the hips and shoulders should now be moving in the same direction all the time.
Sword and buckler too?
No, sword and buckler is different. Because the sword and buckler, the hands aren't joined together.
They're not connected at point C.
Yeah, they're not connected.
Yeah.
They're close, but not connected.
Okay. Because with sword and buckler, yeah, I can do this. This is easy.
Yeah.
Okay, they can actually counter-rotate because I have the ability, because it's actually to do with the ability for the shoulders to move up and down. Okay, when they're locked, I can't really move my shoulders up and down, whereas I can. See how I can actually drop the shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would that be a similar situation with polearm weapons?
It's exactly the same situation with polearm weapons. There is only one fence. Because the hands are locked together, you have to move polearm as a complete unit. Pardon?
It's also where you, a correction step comes in to try and take out some of the excess energy if you are doing a big swing.
Yes.
Because the sudden stop is what will quite often tear back muscles.
Exactly. That's exactly what happens. So
I don't think it's too poppy to do these.
that's probably the biggest problem with the torsional movement. is that like a grape.